Yes, and we have the weather later as well, of course. Now, campaigning to stop a further expansion of Bristol Airport has taken off today. A motion opposing plans for 3 million extra passengers is being debated right now by city councillors. There were protests outside City Hall before the meeting began. Here's our political editor, Paul Boltrop.
They're back. The landing crew, the Red Rebels, the Climate Choir. And if all this seems quite familiar, well, it's just a few years since they were last protesting about proposals to expand Bristol Airport. That ended in failure in 2022, and the plans were approved by the government. Today, it's a bit of a building site, enlarging the airport to handle 12 million passengers a year. But now they want to raise that to 15 million. A Green councillor has put forward a motion calling for Bristol to oppose expansion.
We're passing this motion as a sort of a sign of solidarity. Bath and North East Somerset have recently passed a similar one, and it kind of brings us together as a region. It's damaging for local people's health, for the environment, it's unsustainable, and that it's actually not really needed.
We're opposed to the expansion of Bristol Airport. It's already got a plan to expand by something like 20%. They now want to expand an additional 50% on top of that, which will be disastrous for the climate. So that's why we're here, just to encourage the Greens and all the rest of the council to get behind us. Now, the other thing to say is, where are you going to go on holiday? It's 42 Celsius in southern Spain and 44 in Portugal.
And we know why.
And we know why. It's the same thing. You have to join the dots.
It was wrong 6 years ago. So it's even more wrong now. And the deceit and the lies that are coming out of not only the airport, but the aviation industry, complicit with the government and elected MPs, is disgusting. And people are imagining that there is space and that aviation can carry on growing, can carry on emitting emissions when the rest of the country is reducing theirs. It's madness, absolute madness. You know, the airport isn't a business apart from a car park, and that's why we have awful car parking around our area, because people are just dumping their cars because no one wants to pay the extortionate prices for parking. The whole thing's madness, and I'm really glad to be here with our community and ready to go into the fray once more against.
Well, I was going to say, we've been through all this once and we're kicked in the teeth, effectively, by 3 government inspectors. It's going to be quite an ask to get everyone motivated again, don't you think?
We've got to see ourselves as part of a bigger story and join voices with places beyond here, because we've got to understand that all airports in the UK, they're like Luton, Leeds, Bradford, Heathrow, they're all wanting to expand, and it's the same nonsense throughout. So we have to collaborate, we have to cooperate, we have to start a national conversation about when our airport expansion's enough, and from that, let's get back down to whether it's appropriate for Bristol. Terrible transport infrastructure. Right out in the sticks, beautiful sticks, wonderful green belt. But it's not the place for a major international airport.
We're in the middle of a climate and ecological crisis, and the last thing we need is an airport expansion. The government should be making decisions that are in our best interest, and it's time and time again the government fails to do that, and where local people make decisions, they've been overruled by national government, and I think we can't ignore the massive problems.
They're not going away.
They're not going away. So don't kick the decision down the line. Make a brave decision.
And this is the start of a new fight. Have you got the stomach for a long fight?
I've been fighting for decades. I'm fed up of fighting. I'd rather be sat in my garden, but I can't. I think, you have to be an active citizen. If the government's not doing things in the best interest of its citizens, then, we have to tell it to do something else.
It's a banner.
A banner. Obviously handmade with care and love. So are you responsible or what?
No, I brought a banner and I'll tell you about my banner.
Oh, but tell me about your banner. Okay.
Here we go.
That message looks very clear. Tell me about this lovely poster you made, this
I
banner.
made this with my kids.
Excellent.
Over 6 years ago, when we were first fighting the airport's application to expand, which of course was turned down.
And you were on this very spot, I suspect.
On this very spot with it. The application was turned down. It was overturned by national government. We've been fighting it every step of the way ever since.
And your children are 6 years older.
My children are 6 years older. The banner's been in the loft because I thought, well, we've won the appeal, so surely we won't need it anymore. And I thought maybe I'll just pop it in the loft just in case. And it's been out twice since. This is the second time it's been out.
Are you
since.
hopeful this time? What do you think?
Well, I hope you always have to be, don't you? You can't ever not be hopeful.
Well, I've now got a 2.5-year-old grandson. It's these children growing into this terrible world that we're creating.
And the situation's escalating. Surely we've got to be, we should have been listening to the science more than 6 years ago.
Yes.
But now we're actually seeing the consequences of climate breakdown all around us all the time. We're about to have a heat wave here, heat waves in Europe, awful floods.
Someone's
in
just said to me,
Texas.
why would you want to fly to Europe or anywhere? The world is falling apart.
But there's something so ironic about flying to somewhere beautiful.
Yes.
I
And often
can't
to
get
see
my head
wildlife.
around. Often to see nature, to
Yes,
see wildlife,
yes.
to enjoy. The connection just isn't being made.
No.
And we've just got to give up this addiction.
Tell me what you think about today, Steve.
Oh, I feel energised by having all these people here. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's tough to start it all again, and I think we all find that, but it's coming together, re-energising ourselves and realising this is definitely not the time to step back. This is the time to step forward and do something about it.
What's exciting is Bath and North East Somerset Council have already objected. Bristol Council in there, pretty sure are about to object. We've written to Gloucester Council, we've written to Wickham. We're just working our normal systematic way through democracy to make this madness stop.
So you haven't lost your faith in democracy?
Not entirely, no. Still trying to work within its boundaries.
Yeah. And BAAN is going strong.
Yeah.
It feels like you've all been rejuvenated a bit now, actually.
Well, we always step up for the mark when needed, and we're needed now, so yeah,
Good.
we're back.